Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries. We finished our latest story mission and we got ourselves a fancy new Star League era mech in the Nightstar. This is going to be fun. I'm excited to play with this mech, but a lot of the reason why this is such a big deal is I hinted at it already in the last episode, but when you consider the arm placement of the double Gauss rifles on this King Crab I've been using, and factor it with the fact that the elevation of the Gauss rifles for a Nightstar, which is what the stock variant uses, it allows me to heavily negate attacking from the high ground, or at least shooting at something that is using cover. It allows for a lot more precise shots. It's got a little more firepower because it also has the PPC, as opposed, well, I guess that's not entirely true because the King Crab could get a PPC, or at least it has an ER large laser on top, but still. I am excited for what this thing has to offer, and I believe, even though there's no real mechanics to it in the base vanilla game, I think this thing is actually packing an extra light engine of some kind. Just as far as the mechanics of the game is concerned, we're not going to get punished by the downsides of said, extra light engine. Ooh yeah, and I forgot about the Highlander. We got some fancy mechs to get rid of and sell. But before we do that, I believe we have one more demolition to do in our near region. I don't even know why I'm coming up here, but it's a habit, I suppose, at this point. Turn and burn is where I believe it's another demolition. We're going to tackle that now. Okay, Commander. Comstar has established a forward operating base out here in our uncharted space. It's a mustering point for ROM forces positioned to help support the efforts of their Explorer Corps. From what Spears people can determine, it's nowhere near full capacity at the moment, but that could change at any time with the arrival of another jump ship. Spears wants us to hit them hard before that happens, and eliminate as much infrastructure as possible before bugging out. Don't think that just because this base isn't at full capacity, it means it'll be an easy op. It won't. Make sure you go in fully prepared for heavy enemy contact. Happy hunting. And because it's a potentially demolition mission, the icon suggests that it is, so. I am not going to backtrack to get the repairs underway since I shouldn't need the King Crab or any of the bigger mechs. It's just a shame I don't have a 4th light mech because it seems like my poor assaults get wrecked really, or was it? My biggest mech tends to get wrecked even when we kind of blows through that mission just because they are so much easier to hit. So, turn burn campaign, yep. They have forward It's all straightforward. All as we already know, and I don't even think I need much salvage, but. And hell, I should just max out income a little bit. And a tiny bit into the insurance since I likely will lose a couple of components. But I have a good amount of cash to buy some more hero mechs for some more retuning or refitting. We have the light mechs. At least we have 3, right? I'm trying to find... Yeah, I have 2 fire stars and they are equipped. Probably all I really need, especially if I'm going to use mostly fodder pilots. Because what am I going to use for the next big mission? I have the Atlas, I have the King Crab, I have the Cyclops, and then I have my new Nightstar. So really I can afford to just use one of these heavy mechs, even though they're probably not going to survive, let's be honest. That seems to be kind of the theme. And what's the speed looking like? 64, 64. So, in theory, I probably shouldn't even need a 4th mech, but just as a precaution. And who are my least trained pilots that I'm not going to have an opportunity to ever level up, since we're kind of rushing through the story elements after all. Whoever my least skilled is, although I really dislike this idea because having high levels of the defense skill to reduce damage is kind of a big deal, if I were to be honest. So let's see, you're maxed at 4, you got 5, and Panchio has 6 of 8, so maybe that's the best I can ask for. And with medium pulse lasers and tier 4 machine guns, I at least will be able to pull the weight. They are meant to just draw the fire. And with 400 deploy tonnage, I don't think I have to worry too much about my next big mission being restricted with what I could deploy. It's just a matter of waiting for this thing to load. I almost forgot that there was like a loading bar while I'm actually doing my preparation. It's been a while since I did my last episode of Mechwarrior 5, and I am itching to finish this campaign. I am looking forward to it, since we are really damn close from what I recall. And I'm hopeful there will be more of Mechwarrior 5 in the future. Ideally, I would really like that. I grew up on this game. I had a lot of fun with it in Mechwarrior 2, Mechwarrior 3, and all the multiplayer time I spent in Mechwarrior 4. So let's get one step closer to the end, shall we? And hopefully... Well, I'm assuming demolition should go pretty well unless they made a patch that made the AI a lot more smarter and dangerous for this type of mission. Which is very likely to be the case. It's very possible, I suppose, so I shouldn't be surprised when it does happen.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Topside FRB is nearby. Destroy as much of their infrastructure as you can. Once you've hobbled their capabilities, I'll come get you. Expect stiff resistance. They'll have plenty of mechs on the ground, even if they don't have their full complement in place quite yet.
Roger that. Make sure you keep the beers on ice, Rihanna. I have a feeling we're gonna want a few after this one is all said and done.
Here.
Will do, Commander. Good luck.
So I think we just go straight south and use the... I'm just wondering which would be safer. Although, that probably doesn't matter here at the moment. So long as my machine guns could do damage. It'll help me get a little bit of salvage, and I do have jump jets too to keep in mind. And this is where I want to turn, yes. So long as they have an order to follow me, I don't think I have to worry about them lagging behind, although... Hold that thought. Oh god. Ooh, I was so scared that was a demolisher. It hit me in the HUD, so I should genuinely be scared.
Target identified. Bring it down. Leave nothing left for them to salvage.
Alright, let's wreck everything. Stop hitting my HUD though, that would be kinda nice. If anything, I guess I can hope that they just distract them. They're not my most valuable pilots, at least. It's just a nice, simple, easy way to get money. What can I say? Especially with machine guns. Yep, now we just gotta wreck this thing some more. Because this is a big building I think we need to destroy. Although, dang it, I had to get slowed down just as I jumped. Which is not what I want, because that makes me a bit of a sitting duck. I was planning to actually jump over this thing. And I see him in really good shape here, but who knows about my lance mace with that said. Fuel tanks are down. Seems to be a repeated theme, and I think we're golden. Just gotta hit something to get this last 4% done.
Holding at location.
Excellent work, Commander. I'm inbound for exfil. 45 seconds out. Ferros are on ice and ready to go.
Still the best ops commander in the entire inner sphere. And I'll take on anyone who says different.
All right.
Let's see, I'm taking...
Go on and get to the pickup point.
Copy that. On my way.
Yep, I'm running.
Enemy destroyed.
I'm in good shape, I like to argue. I don't know about the rest of my lance mate, though. It looks like they're ignoring my lance mates, so I consider that a win. We might actually have no one die. I'm willing to bet we just jinxed that, didn't we? Because they are standing still after all. And I'm watching their hit point bar. It doesn't seem like it's dropping.
Contract successful. Time to get paid.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Never mind the mission. I think we should just celebrate due to the fact that no one died. Or no mechs got destroyed. That's what I think is worth celebrating, dang it. Screw the easy paycheck. Screw the little bit of salvage we got, which is probably not going to be high tier, even with the number of tanks we destroyed, but just keeping a mech alive and keeping a pilot who arguably may not be very valuable anymore, since I'm not really going to have enough missions to build them up after all. And best of all, our Blackjack took very minor in terms of damage. Ooh. Tier 4 stuff's always nice. And yeah, this is already set to share cost. I was wondering if I could get something nicer. Can't say no to selling at least an Autocan 5, I guess. Easy money. We did take more damage than the insurance covers though, but that's not a big deal. I'm hoping it's not a big deal. That was an impressive display of Force Commander. With that forward operating base hobbled and Comstar reeling from our attack, we've once again bought ourselves some precious time. Excellent work. We got a Tier 5 ER large laser for the King Crab, a pair of Tier 5 medium pulse lasers. This is all good. Enter the hangar and to speak to Rihanna. So let's see what the story has next for us with that said.
Hello, Commander. The moment we've been waiting for is finally here.
You've unlocked the last set of coordinates.
I have. They point to another unexplored system, HD 438297. It's well beyond the inner sphere's outer boundary, deeper into the periphery than we've ever ventured.
Let's hope Comstar hasn't beaten us there once again.
Well, we're about to find out. But these coordinates are more than 2 decades old. There's no telling if we can trust them. We could jump and find ourselves stranded, or facing a fate far worse. Hell, your father may have been laying a trap for whoever found the coordinates and unlocked them without his permission.
The other coordinates each led somewhere noteworthy. There's every reason to believe these ones will lead somewhere even more significant.
That may be true, but it's still going to require a leap of faith, Commander. Are you willing to take that risk?
Absolutely. I'm going to that system, Rihanna, and I'm gonna learn the truth about my father, no matter what. You have to decide for yourself whether or not you're willing to take that same risk. I wouldn't hold it against you if you wanted to sit this one out.
We're a team, Commander. Where you go, I go. I'll inform Spears of our plans. Once we arrive, you know where to find me.
Roger that.
Alright, so it definitely is sounding more and more like the final mission's near, or we're getting close to the end of the campaign. But before we do that, of course, I need to repair some mechs. So I'm just wondering, let me go here and see if there... I don't think I'm close enough to actually see what's down in this industrial hub, but I can't actually repair until I backtrack anyway. So we just burnt another 2 months wandering aimlessly, so now I am certain Comstar is beating us to the punch, right? Because they love to make it sound like time is against us there if we don't hurry and rush through. But I am curious, what do we have? Rare mech, hero mech? No clue what's down there, but I am definitely eager to see what the hero mech has. Never mind the fact we do need to repair regardless. And another thing I want to try and make an attempt to find a replacement Gauss rifle. Not the tier 0 ones that we currently have, or hell, I may have already sold them with that said. I don't think it'd be very likely, and I don't need a Thunderbolt. And there's no point in repairing these mechs just yet, or at least most of them, if I need to replace certain weapon components. Especially said Gauss rifle. Since that just means I'll have to repair them again, I probably won't be anywhere near an industrial hub. if that turns out to be the case. So let's just get you your lasers back up. Hell, yeah, might as well. I was gonna say maybe I don't even need to worry anymore since this is like, I don't even think we'll need to use these mechs. But can I find more small pulse lasers? Just the one. I'll just stick with the small lasers then. Preferably higher tier, I'm just realizing. Oh, I have 4 tier 4, so might as well do that. And that's already set to repair, right? It looks like it. Just want to be sure. Just in case. Blackjack should be fine, just armor damage. You lost an arm. So we'll get your small lasers all set up. And that uses up all that slot. Anything else I need to replace, though? It doesn't look like it. Now, Cyclops, just armor damage, you're nice and simple. I do want to check something. What kind of... I have something in mind with my Nightstar. It may require the sacrifice of my tier 5 autocannon that I have on the Atlas, though. And we're going to save the King Crab for a bit later, and awesome, while it did lose some double heat sinks, that's probably the least significant loss, thankfully. And I have 10 double heat sinks to easily replace it, so I'm happy there. And I don't have enough. I was going to say maybe I could remove the small pulse laser to get room for another heatsink, but unless I want it to be a single heatsink, that's probably not worth it. Who am I kidding? It definitely is worth it because we are relying heavily on the ERPPCs. I just could not for the life of me tell you how hot this mech is running for the pilot, which makes me really tempted to use it myself for that reason. But we got a new mech to play with, and I'm ecstatic to try it. Now, Atlas, you need some work because you took a big beating, but I want to strip the autocannon 20 off you. Because correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, I have 2 tier 5s. So I think you already know what I have in mind there. So we'll throw the tier 4 on instead. Repair everything. Get another high quality medium laser on here. And that easily maxes out. It was... yeah, I didn't really lose a whole lot, surprisingly. For some reason I felt like a lot more I took a lot more damage. And I already know the heat efficiency is really good on this mech since I used it personally. So I shouldn't, in theory, need double heat sinks on you. How many? I have 8 double heat sinks. That's what I'm wondering. Do I throw more double heat sinks on here or not? Well, at the very least, I should throw them on the center torso, just because that's just so convenient and a lot more safer. A little bit more efficiency, which might make the difference. Now, our own little personal mech project here. How are we going to have fun with you? Well, I already gave you a hint on what I had in mind. Oh, I haven't stripped the... I have to wait till the repairs are all done. Okay, so I don't have access to the second autocannon 20 yet. Which isn't a big deal, but I can't optimize it until we're ready. But what I can throw on... do I really don't have... I seriously don't have an extra... Okay, I was going to say, if I had an extra ERPPC or not. This is probably going to run really hot, so I got to be careful about this going this route. I may even downgrade to a PPC, so I'm going to keep an open mind about this. Actually, let's see. Yeah, strip bare bones for me. I'm just going to stick with this. And I do need to be mindful of the heat, because I worry this thing's going to run really hot using all 3, like 2 autocannon 20s and an ERPPC. So I'm very cautious of that. otherwise, let's sell these 2 mechs we have in storage. A pretty fresh Highlander, head cleanly stripped off. I am still happy about that kill. And the Victor, which I don't think we need anymore. And with that said, are there any mech pilots? Like, I like you, Cronin. I like you a lot, just because of the...
I'm just here chilling. You know where to find me.
I like you already. Maybe I'll take you there, Leal. Although I don't like the pirate logo you have on your Neuro helm. If I were to be honest. Oh yeah, and I was supposed to look at components and weaponry too. I doubt we're going to find Gauss rifles in here, since they are after all Starleague tech, but a man can dream, right? And what else is there here? Nothing of significance to note. So in the meantime, let's jump to the next region. I definitely want to look at that hero mech, because after all, more devil heat sinks at the very least. At least. And I have the money to afford one too, so why not take a look. Also, my Cyclops will be, well, my Atlas looks like it's done, I think. So maybe I can start working on my, no, it's still working, so 43 days, so I'm, alright, so it's still got a bit, work to be done. It shocked me a little bit that I don't even, oh, one more event. I suppose I should have looked at that, read that one little fine print. Don't care about a stalker, but it can deal quite a punch if equipped properly. And I definitely want to, I want to grab the regular PPCs in case I'm not confident in the Nightstar having ER PPC. At least that's a good compromise for me. And I seriously doubt there's double heat sinks, but I might as well check. And also,
Okay, sir.
barracks.
Let's get to work.
Nope. A lot of almost pirate-looking pilots. Never mind the fact they're almost the exact same, 3 of them, but... Now let's see what's our mystery hero mech is. What do we get? Is it going to be an assault mech that I can utilize? Is it just a fodder light mech or medium mech that I don't care for? And we're going to spend an excessive amount of money. Oh, it's another Wolverine. I wonder if that's the same Wolverine I saw before. It's possible, but before I jump carelessly, let's at least look at the extra components here. Nothing of note. You're kind of cool.
Nice dropship, but boring as hell.
Yeesh, don't need to be rude like that, but I'm gonna hire you anyway. Alright, so let's jump down here. And I think I might even take a trip down here since we're gonna be going out in the middle of nowhere after all. I want to make sure I get as many opportunities as I can to find components. Even though, like I said earlier, we're just giving Comstar the time they need to beat us to the punch and at the next coordinates, so you figure this is not a smart idea. I have no clue what's down there. Alright, so we'll just have a look at these mechs. Check a couple of components. Well, since there's no hero mechs, I don't think I really need to look all that much here. Outside of refitting, or at least starting to get the components, the second autocannon on my Nightstar, that might be the exception. And I was wondering why the heck there was no mechs here. It seemed a little bit odd. What about pilots? Nope, they're just getting lower quality almost. Oh, there's a hero mech right there. How come I didn't see it before? When I was literally looking like 5 seconds ago. And I forgot about my King Crab, but again, I would love to find an extra Gauss rifle for it before I well, we can get all the other repairs done, I suppose. Autocan 20, you are in place. Throw on as many double heat sinks as we can. And max out the armor for obvious reasons, but Starleague Tech is ahead of me because they already maxed out everything. Now, with that said, I need ammo. I'm going to be using a lot of this. I had like 3, maybe 4 tons before. And double heat sinks all around. Which I will need a hero mech for the number of double heat sinks I'm about to throw on this thing. I take that back, I don't have room for any more. And I still have plenty of tonnage left over. So 80 shots, is that enough? I almost want to argue it's not, but I have no room for anywhere else. 2 tier 5 medium lasers. Medium pulse lasers, so let's have fun with that, but I don't think I care about a small energy slot. And oddly enough, I don't have much room for anything else. I could put heat sinks on here, but I'm still 1 ton off, or half a ton off. This was almost perfectly built for me. It almost lines up. It's like that puzzle that just comes together seamlessly, doesn't it? Because I'm almost demanded to have that small wet laser. Although, a pulse laser is a ton. And I don't have a high tier regular small laser, do I? Unless I'm... Oh, cancel. Let's start work on this then. Since this will only take 27 days. This thing will be kitted out. And I suppose we'll at the very least get the armor situated. And I don't think heat is much of an issue here. I can't remember with this king crab if I were to be honest. But we can replace the autocan. Oh yeah, I already downgraded to LRMs. And it was really because I ran out of ammo. That's what happened. I'm starting to remember now. It wasn't that long ago that I completely forgot. But we need to replace the gauze ammo, which we do thankfully have good replacements for. Now it's just the honest question of what kind of gauze, what do we replace the gauze rifle with? Because all we have are tier 1, which isn't terrible still. I could get away with that. I'm sure the pilot won't notice. So that's good enough. Only thing left on my list is to maybe find some, at least look for something better to help fine-tune our roster a bit more. Especially since I'm using up all my double heat sinks I currently have. So I'm gonna maybe buy the hero mech we have here for said role, and then we'll check that one final industrial hub. Ooh, the hero generators. So this is Osiris, is it? I forget what the hero mech's called. It just gives me a designation. I don't... The reason why I'm thinking it's not Osiris is because there's an actual mech, higher advanced mech that's called in Osiris. So I'm trying to remember what this thing is called otherwise. And it's eluding me. But with that said, I'd probably buy it because it still has double heat sinks. Maybe only 1 or 2, considering it has a couple slots for ammo. But this thing can do a bit of a punch, especially if you have all LRMs or SRMs on this thing. The only downside with this mech, of course, is all the scatter damage it'll do. You can't really focus at best. But with its mobility and the fact that a light mech's normally going to be flanking, that's not really an issue a lot. Dropship's currently full. So we're going to have to fix that. Marauder's going to cold storage, since it won't allow me to just buy the mech and put it into storage. Now, how much money did I just waste for, what, one or 2 double heat sinks? One. One whole double heat sink. Well, that was certainly worth my time, wasn't it? And actually, we have an easier way to just strip that out. Game the mechanics, because why not? With Piranha Gaming's conceded to giving people the means to sell mechs in cold storage, and of course it makes just dismounting the weaponry and components that much more cheaper and easier. Probably part of the reason why they did not have that in to begin with, if I were to be honest. So I'll check quickly this one final section. Everything's all done. I did not see a notification for rare components or weapons, so I'm assuming there is none. I figured there would have been a notification for me. Okay, I take that back. There's 2 rare items over here. It's gonna, with the amount of traveling I'm doing, basically a year is gonna go by before I even consider going back to the next story mission. And by then, there's going to be an entire fortress waiting for us that's Star League. ER large, and a tag laser, which is nice for missiles, but I don't need it. Ooh, a tier 3 ER large. Maybe not all that exciting, considering I already have higher tier, but our replacement's still good. Ah well. I tried to find what I could. Now last but not least, geez, the pilots are really letting themselves go now. Oh well. I think we're done here. Everything's all operational, I believe. I just am looking at the max tonnage to see if everything's maxed out. Honestly, my blackjack is not quite maxed out. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. I need a small laser. Can I find at least a decent small laser, or do I have to strip one out of my fire starters? It's only a tier 3. I could do better. For something that's so Star League tech, I could do so much better. Especially when I have a tier 4 small laser on this one mech. It's a little bit mismatched. I apologize to the OCD fellas that dislike the inconsistency of tiers, but it's still effective enough. And then just wait the 2 days. Now, let's finish fitting out this mech, shall we? Where is our laser? Although I suppose if I want to save the OCD guys some problems, I probably should just make both the small lasers the same tier. A very silly notion to deliberately downgrade, but it gives me a replacement small laser for the Nightstar, so it's a good enough compromise, I think. Now, with that said, let's at least wait for a Nightstar, because why not? This is it, Commander. The final set of coordinates. Get us to HD 438297, and we might finally get the answers you've been searching for. Sounds like a plan to me. I already accept it. It is way up back to where we were. And that's gonna take... System is beyond jump radius. Well, that's kind of weird. Is that something for, like, fuel? That is odd. That is something I was not expecting. Not for the life of me. That there's actually a distance I could travel. I don't know what to make of that. Either way, it's... I wonder why that is, to be honest. Is it something for loading up the regions? Making sure I don't miss valuable stuff? Because there are rare components up here now, all of a sudden. Are we really going to be burning so much more time just to roam around? I don't think it's worth it. I already tried to look for extra weapon components, and you left me wanting. Nope. Something special animation going on here, cinematic.
I see it. A derelict jump ship.
And those markings.
Yeah. Starleague Defense Force. It's incredible.
So we found ourselves a gold mine, perhaps. So, with that said, what's next? Oh, well, let me get all my mechs in order. Not that it really matters, I suppose. Now, what does Rihanna have to say? Oh, we have to talk to her now.
Commander?
So, what are we dealing with, Rihanna? That derelict jump ship is a hell of a sign that you've stumbled onto something major.
Yeah, not every day you see something like that. From what I can tell from my initial scans, there's a massive Starleague Defense Force base on this planet. One that's been constructed almost completely underground.
Jesus. And Comstar?
No sign of them anywhere. I think we're the first people to set foot on this planet in over 200 years, Commander. The pathway to the underground fortification is a series of defensive terraces that ascend to a pair of reinforced blast doors. They've been carved into the side of a mountain and mark the main entrance. If that weren't intriguing enough, there's obvious signs that a major battle took place on those terraces at some point in the past.
Let's get down there and take a closer look.
My thoughts exactly. But if we want to know what lies inside that citadel, I'll need to find a way in myself. While I do that, you and your lance will have to stand watch.
Is the briefing ready?
For whatever it's worth, yes. We can launch anytime.
Good. Gear up. Time to find the truth, whatever that may be.
Copy that, Commander.
Alright, so exciting times to be had. The Crucible. Let's see what this involves. Okay, Commander. I'll make this short and sweet. I'm going to drop you onto one of the defensive terraces well below the main entry to the base. After that, I'm going to park the dropship close to that entry point, then search for a way inside. Once I'm in, I'll report back. Spears is going to run overwatch from above in an IE dropship. Anything unforeseen happens, he'll be your eyes and ears. Let's hope that doesn't happen, and that we find what we're looking for here. I'll meet up with you again at the extraction point once I've reconned the interior of the base. I am excited to see what we find. Because during my time with Mechwarrior 4, I played mostly as a clanner in the roleplay type stuff. And the fact that we are dangerously close to some unwanted friends, well, I already know the ending of the campaign, to be fair. I did like a 15-hour recording session or stream session with some old former clan mates after all. So hopefully you could treat yourself to that if you have not yet seen that stream. I'm hoping I put it somewhere in the series, or at least a playlist somewhere. I honestly can't remember. But let's see. I have already accepted. No, I didn't accept it yet, dang it. So I was wasting all this time for nothing. And actually, would I like salvage instead? I got enough money, so why not salvage? I think I need 24 for like the biggest assault mech possible. Assuming we encounter or get some good assault mechs to salvage. And no, this is not the crew we're fielding. I hate to break it to you, game. Try as you might to troll me. We have our downgraded Atlas, alas. We have the Awesome, without a doubt, which I'm going to be bringing. And I should bring the King Crab, because I think that benefits me. And then Awesome, because why the hell not? Now my best skilled pilots. Freeman, he's 8 energy, so I'm assuming I'm going to have him on the Awesome. Although there are other candidates for that role too. But whoever has the highest durability probably is going to go on the Atlas. I see Gaines here at 8. Baron at 9, so Cronin at 9, so you were 2 good candidates for the tanky mechs. Or at least the 100-tonner mechs. And your skill set's pretty damn good with that said too. I am excited to play with this Nightstar. Let's just hope I haven't forgotten how to use these AC-20s. Okay, I just stopped the recording briefly to let it load, and of course, for whatever reason, anytime I record for like 45 minutes, it makes it that much more difficult for me to actually extract the audio. And what I mean by that is, I'm able to separate the audio from my microphone from the game audio, so I at least can adjust the audio levels separately for them. And that's normally why I kind of cut out, or at least reset my recording at around 45 minutes. I don't know why it does that though, if I were to be honest. But I think we're good to go. Let's venture into this Starleague base. Since we were robbed the underwater one that we could have used as our base of operations. So why not have this one instead, huh? Wishful thinking we'll get to keep this base too. Because why would they deploy us onto a mission if it's just going to be calm and with nothing going on? And we even get the Western music going on. Alright, it's a big door, Starleague tech, Starleague logo.
I'm in, Commander. Beginning my recon now.
We have defense platforms, like about 8 of them, and they are not your regular turrets too, apparently. With them having like
Commander,
4...
I don't know how the hell they did it, but Comstar forces have arrived using a pirate jump point. You already have 2 dropships incoming. Prepare to engage the enemy.
Copy that. Thanks for the heads up. You heard him. Lock and load.
Alright, let's wreck some stuff. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I never bothered to check the hotkey, so that's a bit of a mistake. But it hit hard. Yeah, I gotta remember how to aim these autocannons. It's gonna be pretty important for me, I think. Especially if I'm gonna hit a cicada like this. There, he's a wreck. And I missed my shots, dang it. There. Yeah, and heat's pretty hot, so I gotta be careful of that. Ooh, and that assassin has like ultra autocannons and everything. That thing's kitted out. And I was hoping to hit that, but I guess not. There, you're a wreck. Gotta watch my health on my colleagues. And stop shooting me, I don't want to get shot at. Ooh, that I was not expecting. Alright, let's back everyone up a bit. They really want to kill me though, and I don't like it one bit. Although I did a terrible job with the autocannons, I won't lie.
Holding a designated grid location.
Alright, so where are they?
At requested location, Commander.
Navigating.
Moving to requested position.
Get you guys turned around. I'm wondering where the next wave is.
At requested location.
Because our large laser turrets are already wrecked.
Target acquired.
Although we took a lot of damage already. Well, sort of.
Heading to designated
Okay,
location.
that answers that question. Holy crap, we wrecked the left and right side of that Centaurian at the same time. Just imagine that, losing both torsos in a nice cinematic movie. Because that was unreal.
Point reached.
Acquired.
Taking big hit there.
Commander payload about to explode. Clear the area.
Target acquired.
Now there's some hits for you. Now that we got our groove on, and they're not pressuring me like crazy.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Oh god, I don't want you getting HUD shot. That's a bad time for that.
On my way.
But that was nice and clean compared to what it was before, that mess. Although, with the amount of damage I took, that's not a good sign.
Move order complete.
At your requested waypoint, Commander.
We're on it, Commander.
Murder him for me, please.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. That's even going critical.
Moving to your mark, Commander.
Repositioning, Commander.
Commander, I've located a control room inside the base. I'm going to try and turn on the main power. Let's hope it still functions.
Whatever you did, Rihanna, it worked. Okay, Commander. Those defensive turrets should be online now. I strongly suggest you make your way to the upper terrace and prepare for more incoming hostiles.
That's the plan.
Those turrets should help you hold them off. Looks like there's a couple of mech repair bays too if you need them.
Understood.
Commander, those mech bays have power, but you'll still need to activate them. I've sent you one of the override codes I found down here.
Copy.
Alright, let's fix up our mech. Since I wasn't really worried at all. Just probably more damage than needed to be.
System offline.
I'm just wondering if it's possible to repair my other mechs.
See this place. It's incredible, the sheer size of it alone, and the mechs. I've never seen anything like them. I'm going to head deeper into the structure. A schematic I found shows something massive at the heart of the facility. I want to check it out.
All right, Rihanna, but don't take too long. From what Spears says, it looks like Comstar's gonna throw everything they have at us this time, and I can't hold them off forever.
Copy that. I'll be quick.
2 more dropships headed straight for you, Commander.
Target acquired.
Roger that.
Alright, let's try and deal with these guys, especially with the high ground. Although, you're in my way. You're in my way, Freeman. Actually, yeah, let's get the King Crab on the low ground.
Complete.
Since you kind of have the armor to take the hits. Oh, and they're over on the left, which is not what I wanted. But at least I can take shots on them. I think.
Holding a designated position.
Target acquired. Incoming missile.
Missiles I don't mind.
In position, Commander.
I gotta stop hitting the leg, though. Although there goes my cover that I was using. Thanks there, Lance Mate. Good hit on the Vindicator. And that went right through the mech, dang it.
Engaging Lance focus.
Acquired.
I'll finish you. Once I can actually be confident I'm actually going to hit you.
Nice kill, Commander. It's going quick.
Target acquired.
Yeah, they're bringing the heavy weaponry there. That went under the mech again.
Mech down.
I really am out of practice with the autocannons, aren't I? And that one went over the mech. There, that's a little better.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
We've got your target, Commander.
That was a nice HUD hit. Now, can we capitalize on that? Probably not. Oh, bad time to overheat.
Incoming missile.
See that? It's gone critical.
Can we hit the HUD? I want to hit the HUD if that's such... Not likely. Not when they're shooting me as well.
Target acquired.
We'll get him.
Target destroyed. Heat critical. Target destroyed.
There.
Target acquired.
Let's get that thing.
Oh, he's neutered. How are we doing on damage? Atlas is taking a beating.
Moving to requested. Commander, I'm picking up additional dropships entering the upper atmosphere. I advise you fall back to higher ground. Take up position on the uppermost terrace.
Alright, everyone make your way up. Everybody up there. Let's take full advantage of all these turrets. If they're even contributing at all or not. It's a lot of mechs, needless to say, since I spent so much time having to deal with the dang first lance. We had a second lance basically sneak up on us.
Moving!
And I need to keep you alive, Baron, just because the extra hit points and firepower is going to be important. Even if all you do is just flank us. Oops, speaking of which, we got another mech bay.
On the move! Moving to requested grid, Commander.
So let's top ourselves off. Even though I probably won't need it yet, but probably doesn't hurt just in case. Since I don't know, honestly, if I'll have this for later. Although if this thing...
Commander,
Nope.
you're not going to believe what I just found. There's a memory core down here. I've downloaded the data, scrubbing the memory core itself as I went. Comstor won't get his hands on the data. That is, as long as we make it out of here without being captured. I'm on my way out now. You need to hold these bastards off just a little longer.
Roger that, Rihanna. What's your ETA? I've got more enemies inbound. We need to evac ASAP.
5 minutes, Commander. I'll meet you at the dropship.
Oh, is that all?
Okay, copy.
Moving, Commander.
Oh, is that all? Just 5 minutes. That should be easy, right?
This is it. We need to hold the line no matter what.
On station.
Roger requested, Commander.
Target acquired.
Good hit on the rear, but sadly I can't get a second shot like that.
Incoming missile. Target acquired.
If I can stop moving, that'll help with my heat efficiency quite a bit.
Incoming missile.
There goes your weaponry.
Acquired.
If only I could get another rear shot on that Banshee, that would have been amazing. But we'll have to settle for killing it the traditional way. And by traditional way, I mean die right now. It's only the Atlas that's really crippled, so... Oh, company. There's a hit. Somehow I hit the rear of that Battlemaster. Don't ask me how I pulled that feat off, I would love to know that secret. And since they're focused on me, I could just let my lance mates take the fire.
Commander, I'm clocking 2 Union dropships inbound on your location. Comstar isn't taking any chances. You need to get the hell out of there as soon as you can.
Finish it.
3 more minutes, Spears. That's all we need.
Well, I'm taking a lot of hits there, especially on the HUD.
Acquired.
Tango destroyed.
Now we got company. There they are.
Target acquired.
Now if only I can help contribute. Which I can do. How are you looking? Bit of a damaged leg, but they hyped that thing, the Unions before, for was holding 12 mechs each, was it? I don't know if that's true or not. Can't remember, honestly.
Your kill is about to explode, Commander.
We have 2 minutes to hold the line. Although if you're going to stand right next to me, at least be menacing with arms. There goes half your weaponry. There goes the top half of your mech. And I won't even bother taking you for salvage. Up, I hit the wreckage. That was unfortunate.
Acquired.
That was some damn good hits there. And there's our dropships way in the back.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Up, big Zeus, ERPPC. A lot of firepower. Up, there goes Corin.
Brianna, what's your ETA?
Almost there. 1 minute out.
Hurry. We can't hold these assault mechs off much longer.
Alright, with 1 minute left, let's get to our evac point if they'll let me through. Where's the dropship with that said? Have its firepower contribute to this. We're almost out of here. Sadly, our new Mechwarrior, Corin, is kind of out for the count. I wonder if they even can destroy the dropship. I'm worried to find out, honestly.
Target acquired.
Moving to requested.
Come on, guys. Don't go AWOL on me.
Going to pop. Damage
Nope.
critical.
There goes my assault mech. There goes my Atlas. So what's next?
Okay, Commander, I've made it out. Engines are hot. Get to the Leopard as fast as you can and let's get the hell out of here.
I'm already here, dang you.
Copy that.
I was way ahead of
Right,
you.
Commander. Now let's get out of here.
Phew. That was brutal. And there goes my fancy tier 5 autocannon, sadly. Just when I was getting into the groove of it too. ripping mechs apart in half with just 2 autocannon shots. That was something to see. That Centaurian didn't know what hit it. Although with the wide arc, it was really tricky to hit the center torso, I won't lie. So it's maybe not as precise as I hyped it up to be. But that was brutal. Tier 5 Ultra Autocannons, Tier 5 PPCs, and a crap ton of double heat sinks. And just a bunch of ammo. We get literally no weapons from the looks of it. Aw, I thought I needed 24 to basically grab anything I wanted, but I guess not. That is unfortunate, but what can we grab? Double heat sinks. This I was not expecting. Do we have more? I'm assuming no. Nope, there's another one. Where are more double heat sinks? Ah, well, I guess 2 double heat sinks is as good as I'm gonna get. It's still a good find as far as I'm concerned. And one more just for the hell of it. Corin, it was nice knowing ya. You're actually the one Mechwarrior I liked a little bit because you were kind of positive and chill. You weren't lying. Either way, we survived, if only just barely. Thanks for having my back down there, Commander. We barely made it out alive. At least this time we beat Comstar to the prize, and what a prize it was. The memory core we found inside the base could be a game changer. No one's found anything like it since the Helm memory core was discovered in 3028, and we all know the impact that had. Of course, it's going to take years to unlock all the data, then decide what to do with it. We're not equipped for that kind of operation, never mind the awesome responsibility it would entail. That's the kind of thing Interstellar Expeditions was made for. I'm sure Spears is already making arrangements. As far as I'm concerned, the fact Comstar didn't get their hands on the data first, using it for their own selfish ends instead of sharing it with the people, is a victory in of itself. And we accomplished more than that today, Commander. Come see me on the bridge when you've cleaned up. We have a lot to discuss. So let's find out what happens. Although, with so much technology, keep in mind this memory core unlocks so much Starlink technology, I believe, is the most important thing these things do, which they might actually explain for me.
Hey, Commander. You know that when news of what happened here gets out, and it always does, one way or another, you're going to become a legend.
You mean we're going to become legend? This entire outfit.
You got that right, mate. One for all and all for one, eh? The little merc outfit that could. Took on Comstar and kicked their ass. We're bloody legends already, you ask me.
Fahad's right. We make a hell of a team.
Speaking of team, Spears has been waiting for a chance to talk with us. I'll patch him through. Spears, I've got the commander here.
Hey, Commander. Congratulations. That was some battle. I'm glad to see you made it out unharmed for the most part, at least. You've come a long way since we first met. I had high hopes for you back then, being Nikolai's son and all. But you exceeded all my expectations. Can't think of another pilot or mercenary outfit I'd want to work with more. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate that, Spears. I wasn't sure about you in the beginning, to be honest, but you've proved a valuable ally. And more importantly, a good friend. Thank you.
Rihanna, being in the field again after all these years, you didn't miss a beat. And the data you siphoned from the memory core before erasing it, the data we now have in our sole possession, that's all thanks to you.
Well, I did have a little help.
Indeed. We won't know exactly what we've gotten our hands on for a while yet, but I have no doubt that the data contains an untapped treasure trove of extinct knowledge that could benefit the entire Inner Sphere for decades to come.
I sure hope so.
Commander, I know we haven't discussed anything formal yet, but with the permission of Rihanna and yourself, I'd like IE to take stewardship of the core's data, to help ensure that it's safeguarded and handled the right way, and to make sure it ends up benefiting as many people as possible.
Yourself and IE included, of course.
Without question. I'm no saint, but I do have good intentions in this matter. We're all gonna make a ton of sea bills with this discovery, Commander. That doesn't mean we can't accomplish a great deal of good in the process. When the time finally comes to share this information with the people, I intend to consult you and Rihanna every step of the way.
Sounds good to me. Brianna?
You have my blessing, Sebastian. Good luck.
Thank you both. And with that, I'll say goodbye for now. I'm sure our paths will cross again soon. Until then, take care of yourselves.
Bit of a talker, that one, eh? A bit full of himself too, you ask me.
So, Commander, that just leaves one piece of unfinished business. I expect you noticed what was painted on the blast doors that led to the interior of the base.
The Red Star? Yeah, I noticed it. Didn't look close to as old as the facility itself. There's no question it shares some resemblance to the Star League crest, but it's different, unique. I've never seen it before. I don't think anyone has.
No, I don't think so either. Your father had the coordinates to this place. He journeyed from somewhere further out in the periphery to get here. Then, for the first time, he made his way into the inner sphere.
Stashing a pristine Star League mech along the way. We're thinking the same thing, Rihanna.
Thinking what exactly? I'm a bit lost here, mate.
That my father descended from the people who followed General Kerensky.
Blimey, mate. You mean the bloke who took the Star League Defense Forces, along with most of their tech, out of the inner sphere, never to be heard from again?
That's right. I also think there's more of them out there. And that one day, they'll be coming back.
Wouldn't that be a spectacle? But, until that happens, what's next for us, Commander?
Well, we're not super rich yet, so it's business as usual, I guess. Time to line up some new contracts.
Consider it done.
All right then. Now that that's settled, gonna get back to work if you don't mind. Still plenty to do. Story of my bleeding life, eh? You know what they say, no rest for the wicked. Just one thing before I go, Gov. Might be a bit out of line here, so...
So yes, that's the end of the main story campaign. And I still enjoyed it immensely, without a doubt. Although, the only one minor gripe is just trying to control my lancemates in general. It seemed a little bit finicky and inconsistent with their behavior, because you heard me comment on how they seem to be incredibly efficient at killing things before, and how it seems to take an eternity for them to kill other mechs. And a lot of that, I suppose, is because I am a little bit hoping that Mech Commander might make a return, and that is basically just a real-time tactics game of Mechwarrior, Mechwarrior 5, and of course Battletech, which was released last year. Just the same kind of feel as Battletech. Only real-time, of course. And this is probably the closest I could have gotten to that Mech Commander type of experience, but it was a bit of a hassle trying to control them, and never mind try and make them efficient. Since they didn't quite have the skill or the convenience of leveling up and unlocking skills or better potential. Hell, there was even a cap to these mech pilots too, so it's not like I can... The ones I start off with, like Freeman, I could get the max up to the highest level possible, which is a bit of a downside. Either way, I am still eager to play more Mechwarrior 5, and I'm hopeful, considering that story suggests that there might be more to come, whether it's related to that data core or not, or more likely, the clan invasion is what everyone is kind of, at least everyone into the Battletech lore is probably expecting next. But I think I prefer the clan stay out of it for a bit longer, if I were to be honest. Because really that's more like a grand spectacle once they're ready to give us something serious. A brand new engine, brand new stuff. I don't think I want it to be an expansion DLC, if I were to be honest. I would love to see that in Unreal 4, well, Unreal 5 maybe. Maybe a couple years down the road if Mechwarrior, if Battletech in general, is going to make a grand return to the PC market. And it's looking very promising because I really did enjoy Battletech a lot. My only main gripe with the turn-based tactic game was what is it, the bulwark trait, where you get, what am I? Yeah, anytime you don't move with your mech, essentially you get a passive defensive bonus that just takes half damage on your mechs. And considering these mechs are supposed to be moving around, stomping around the battlefield, that was the one thing I despised most with Battletech, because they are mechs after all. They're walking, living gods, and not supposed to be gigantic turrets. But I still had a great time with that game as well. And again, I want to play more Mechwarrior 5, so hopefully I'll get an opportunity to play that more with the clanmates in the future. Because like I said before, I had a big, long, massive stream with them, and I'm eager for what the future brings. And it just takes us back to doing more missions, essentially, if I really care for it. Alas, this is the end of my time with Mechwarrior 5 currently, and hopefully, if I do come back, it will be a heavily modded run with some new expansion or DLC content to play around with. And another feature that we didn't really get to notice is that as time goes by, if I were to just roam around and do regular missions, this entire inner sphere would adapt or change based on the timeline period. Like, there's a period where Davion and Steiner, the blue and yellow factions here, there would be a marriage and they would essentially become the same faction, and that would essentially insinuate the fourth succession war, I believe, where all these great houses fight each other. Never mind, there's supposed to be another smaller great house that's supposed to develop in this northern region at some point too. So there are some subtle nuances that we didn't get to see. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I had a great time. This has been my childhood. And I hope to be back into this game really damn soon. I will see you next time.